All right, today we're going to dig into a system for learning that's been almost forgotten, but is incredibly powerful. Seriously, it's not about just passing a test, it's about achieving real, lasting mastery. And it all starts with a pretty wild number.
What if I told you that pretty much all the time you spend studying, like 97% of it, is fundamentally wasted? I don't just mean it's inefficient, I mean it's actually working against you. It's a shocking idea, I know, but it points to a massive flaw in how we're all taught to learn.
I mean, does this sound familiar to you? You spend hours with your textbook. You highlight it until it's glowing. You reread your notes till your eyes glaze over. You put in all that work. And then a week later, when you actually need the information, poof, it's gone. It is so frustrating, right? That high-effort, low-reward cycle is just exhausting. And we're going to break it.
So the root of this whole problem, it actually has a name. It's called the learning illusion. And it's basically a cognitive trap that makes us feel really productive while we're actually just spinning our wheels. Let's get into what that really means. Okay, so here's the absolute core of it. Your brain is tricking you. You see, when you reread something, it feels easier every time you do it. And your brain mistakes that feeling of familiarity with actual mastery. You feel like you're learning, you feel like you're getting somewhere, but you're not actually building the strong connections in your brain that you need for real recall. And this right here, this says it all. Look on the left, passive highlighting. It feels like hard work, doesn't it? But look at the reward. It's super low. Now, on the right, you've got active recall. It also takes high effort, but the reward is huge. We're talking real competence. So that's the choice, really. Do you want to feel busy or do you want to actually learn?
Okay, so we know there's a big problem here. Now let's really dig in and diagnose exactly why these common study habits, these passive methods, are just so darn ineffective. This is it. This is the cognitive trap in a nutshell. It's called the fluency illusion. The information just seems to flow into your brain so easily because you've seen it before, right? But that very ease is a signal that no real learning is actually happening. Your brain isn't having to work to retrieve anything, so the memory path stays weak. It's a nice, comforting lie that keeps us totally stuck.
You know, for a memory to really stick, your brain actually has to struggle a little bit. It's a concept called desirable difficulty. The best way to think about it is like lifting weights for your mind. If the weight is too light, your muscles don't get stronger, right? Well, it's the same thing. If retrieving information is too easy, those neural pathways don't strengthen. The struggle is literally what forges the memory.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now, let's talk about the solution. And it's an ancient system, but it's totally backed up by modern science. And it's a system that actually embraces that struggle. It's called Shwe.
Now, Shwe, you pronounce it Shwe, is so much more than just a study method. It's a whole philosophy of self-cultivation. The scholars who practiced this way back when, they didn't see learning as just cramming for a test. For them, it was a lifelong journey of refining who they were, of becoming more competent, more effective human beings. And this quote, this is the absolute heart of the whole philosophy. Information is basically worthless if it doesn't get integrated into who you are and how you act. See, you don't just want to know a thing. You want to become someone who embodies that knowledge. That shift in how you think about it, it is a total game changer for your memory. And here's exactly why that works. When your only goal is to pass a test, your brain is smart. It flags that information as temporary, low priority stuff it can just toss out later. But when you're learning to become a better programmer, a better leader, a better parent, your brain flags that information as essential to your actual identity. And your purpose becomes the engine for your retention. So that all sounds great, right? But how do we take this ancient wisdom and actually apply it in our modern lives? Well, the philosophy of Shwe is put into practice through one really powerful technique, and today we call it active recall. Yep, active recall is just the modern evidence-based name for what those scholars were doing all along. It's the practice of deliberately, actively pulling information out of your own memory. You're forcing your brain to do that desirably difficult work we were just talking about. It's got nothing to do with rereading, it's all about recreating the information yourself. And what's great is that the process is so simple. First, you just consume the information. Read the chapter, watch the video, whatever. Step 2, and this is absolutely the most critical part, you close the source. Put the book down, shut the laptop. Third, you recall and synthesize. Write down, say out loud, explain to a friend everything you can possibly remember.
And finally, you open the source back up just to check for any gaps and fix your mistakes.
All right, to make sure all of this actually sticks, let's wrap up with a really clear call to action. I want to give you a 3-step mastery audit you can use to totally transform your study habits, starting right now.
First things first, we need a mindset shift. Your success is not about the hours you're putting in a chair. It's not some badge of honor to say you studied for 8 hours straight. The only metric that actually matters is the quality of what you can pull out of your own head without any help. It's all about efficiency over endurance.
So here they are, your 3 steps. Step 1, define your purpose. Seriously, ask yourself, how is this knowledge going to change who I am? Step 2, eliminate your passive habits. Just admit that highlighting and rereading are hurting you, not helping you, and just stop. And 3, commit to active recall. A really simple rule to follow is this. For every 25 minutes of input, you dedicate 5 minutes to pure, closed-book recall.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Don't get overwhelmed thinking about all the things you have to learn. Just pick one thing. What is the one single concept, the one skill that you will truly master this week using this exact method? Just start there. That's how you build the foundation for a lifetime of really effective learning.
Like and subscribe for timeless wisdom.